Hi. We're right where you started, so you feel like you're part of the adventure?
You know what? One thing about Spyro
Wait,
1...
okay, wait, I just literally went back to where I shouldn't have gone.
Oh.
Anyway, go ahead.
I was gonna say, the thing about Spyro 1 is, like... Because I always had 3, and that was it. And, like, that was my jam. Because I only had a Sega Genesis up until, like... Probably
also,
around,
I'll show you
like...
real quick the charge thing.
Oh, yeah, there it is. This is the, like, little force field effect.
Old laptop screens.
You don't have freedom. What do you... But anyway...
Oh, okay.
What do you think? But, yeah, so I got the PS2 basically around launch, but we didn't get any actual, like, PS2 games for, like, I think a couple weeks or maybe months.
Oh.
So, like, my sister and I each got to, like, pick a game. We also didn't have a memory card either, because that wasn't... Being able to save your game was a luxury back then.
Oh, those times. I forgot to check if I could save, by the way.
Oh.
We'll find out.
We'll find out the hard way. But, yeah. So, my sister picked out Spyro Year of the Dragon, and I picked out Spider-Man 2 for the PS1. Enter Electro. And, needless to say, she picked the superior game. I still like Spider-Man Enter Electro, but it is, yeah, the more I play it, I realize there's a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Also, the music in that game loops every, like, 5 seconds. It's very short, like, songs that just loop. And it's like, I'm surprised I didn't go insane as a kid. Like, that just didn't even bother me. But yeah, anyway. But I had only Spyro 3, and I would play that a lot. And, like, the other, two... All I knew about the second game is that you told me it was called Ripto's Rage. Because you, like, actually had all of them. And I, like, maybe saw you play this...
Dang it. Hold on.
I maybe saw you play this once, and someone else that my sister knew play it once. And that was it. And I saw, like, this kind of level.
Yeah.
Like, one of the... It was either this or, like, the hub. But this game always fascinated me because I saw the intro to, like, Spyro 3. I'm like, oh, that's, like, the place.
Yeah.
You get to, like, go there in the first one.
Yeah.
And I never owned it until
That's true.
years
I never
later.
considered that from that perspective.
Yeah.
The first time I ever played anything that was of the first game was... Because we owned the third one. I think our grandma got it for us, which... Props to my grandma. Like...
Good choice.
Like, she's not, like, with us anymore, but props to my grandma. That was a great thing to buy us as kids.
Yeah.
That was the greatest game. We would wake up, like, every morning and play that. But then, after that, we had a demo. I can't remember what game it was, but it had a demo of Spyro 1. Either that, or it was back in the days of the... I mean, it was still during the same time, where we had from Pizza Hut, when you'd get demo games. Do you remember that?
Very vaguely, yes.
Yeah. Also, I feel like these are the exact 2 gems I always miss in this level. They're hidden between 2 trees somewhere. 2 or 3 trees.
Yeah. Also, fun fact, I don't think I ever got any... I, like,
It's
personally never got any demo discs, but I do remember when they gave out DVDs, and we got, like, Muppets Take Manhattan or whatever, and, Mr. Mom, I think. I would have preferred the demo discs, needless to say, but...
Okay, this is why I always forget. I always think the hills just go around the one part, but actually goes around both.
Yeah. Is that everything, though?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, because it goes around that, and then it also goes around wherever the other one is. I don't feel like walking over there.
I forget, what do all the eggs do in this game again?
Just collectibles. Which I don't understand why people don't like collectible type games.
I mean, that's what you do.
Fun.
It's the game, yeah. I will say something that will probably attract some negative attention, but...
Go for it.
All right, it's gonna
Not
be
like
that...
we have anything to lose.
It's gonna be that kind of channel. The one with no...
You mean also like every YouTube channel ever? What a time.
So, on the topic of collectathons, Ukulele came out.
Spyro's anus.
What was with that angle?
I don't know. That's kind of.
They
unusual.
really wanted you to see it.
All right. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
But threw me off. But yeah. So when Ukulele. Oh,
sorry. Just go ahead. I just ignore me. Please stop.
When Ukulele came out, I was hearing like some of the complaints about it, but I was like excited because for the same reason everyone else was. Just, oh, it's 3D collection platform. And just like, man, they're back, baby. And I'm like, all right. And then I was like, you know, it was like the week before it came out. I'm like, you know, I got Rare Replay. I'm gonna play me some Banjo-Kazooie because I had never played it. And I liked it, but a lot of the complaints I heard people say about Ukulele were things that I had complaints about in Banjo-Kazooie. I still liked it. I didn't hate it.
Like Ukulele?
No, Banjo.
Banjo,
I
okay.
never even got ukulele
Oh,
because
okay.
everyone hated on it when it came out, so it didn't matter anyway.
Oh.
But like, yeah. I mean, some of the things you can forgive because it was an N64 game.
Yeah.
That are not forgivable in
It's
ukulele because it's like a next gen, like a current generation, game.
Yeah.
Like camera problems, like that should not even be a thing in ukulele. But for Banjo-Kazooie, I was like, all right, like that was a complaint, but you can't really complain about that.
Like in this game, camera problems are a bit
Oh yeah.
apparent, but it's of its time.
Active camera is definitely like the best camera of the 90s,
Oh,
though,
yes.
because you don't even have to mess with it.
But yeah, I see you. Thanks for shouting at me.
Okay.
All right, I like how you're just gonna turn your back on. Oh, sorry. Also, I'm interrupting again.
Oh.
Please continue.
Yeah, I mean, the one big thing people were like, oh, this quiz game really like slows down the pace of ukulele. I hated it. It really killed the pace of the game. I'm like, that's interesting, because there was a similar thing, just a little bit similar, not the same thing, but just a little similar in Banjo-Kazooie, where a quiz game slowed down and ruined the pace of the game for me.
Oh.
Oh wait, the exact same thing.
I'm quiz and puzzle type games. I don't mind puzzles if they're the three-dimensional in the level.
Yeah.
And they can not necessarily. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Puzzles in themselves, like certain people like puzzles, certain people don't. Some absolutely ruin paces of game. It's not.
Yeah.
It's okay if it's a puzzle-based game. Like that's the point of it. That's okay. That's for people who like puzzle-based games. But for me, when all of a sudden you're playing a game like this, it's like, oh, solve a puzzle.
Yeah.
Now.
That reminds me.
Can I choose not to? If it's so great.
When I was playing Resident Evil 4 for the first time, and they switch you to Ashley, and like you have no guns or anything, so it's like super difficult and scary. There was a room where it's like dark, and then there's just this pedestal in the middle of the room. I'm like, huh. And it's literally just like a wooden like tile slider puzzle. And I literally I was just like, Mom! And I literally just had my mom come in and help me solve it.
I don't like those, I'm sorry.
Yeah, literally, I had just gotten done like running for my life from a bunch of spookies.
Yeah.
And shooting stuff to like just, oh, I have to stand here and solve.
There is one
puzzle.
person I know who likes puzzle-based games.
Is it Tyler?
It's Tyler, which is funny because he just said tile, and I guess Tyler, the name origins from someone who tiles, so maybe there's significance to that. Probably actually not at all, but still. But yeah, he loves puzzle games, and that's fine. If that's your genre game, but I'd prefer when in general they don't meet in the same way.
Yeah.
Because I guess in a way, Portal itself can actually be considered a puzzle game, but that was a 3D first-person immersive puzzle game.
Yeah.
And it was fun. And actually, that's one of Tyler's favorite games in general. He loves it.
But a quick flame.
Someone the other day at work, we were like talking about games and stuff.
Yeah.
And what did he say that caught me off guard? Because I was talking about I think.
I don't even know if I got it.
There's
crap.
more.
No, I gotta go get the treasure
Oh.
chest. The treasure chest that's literally at the front of the game.
I forget what we were talking about, but I was like, yeah, I mean, I had mentioned that like when Portal came out, that was really big, and like you couldn't like go anywhere without hearing like the memes and stuff, and like, oh, the cake is a lie, and his response was like, oh, like he's like, oh, really? Like, yeah, I didn't hear anything about it. I'm like, what? Like, I forget how he worded it, but he basically said like, oh yeah, no one talked about Portal, no one played Portal. I'm like, you're a liar.
I'm gonna get the few then.
How does it feel to be wrong? You know what really bugs me is like, when like you know something.
Yeah.
You've like played a game a million times. Like for me, it's like the Sly Cooper games. You could ask me anything, and I will instinctively answer you in a second, and I will be right. I guarantee I will. It is statistically not possible for me to be wrong about those games the amount of times I played them. But then someone who played it like once will just be like, "Oh yeah, no, that was a mission where you play as Sly," and it's like, "No, you played as Murray during that mission." And they're like, "No, I think you played as," and it's like, "No, I know." I know. There is no way that you can know what your response is. You have to know you're wrong. Like, I don't know. There's just some things about that, like, where how does this person think this?
Yeah.
With like words.
Yeah.
Where they'll pronounce it in a way no one pronounces it, and you're like,
that's not correct.
You've never heard anyone say that was the right. I know for a fact You did not read or hear somewhere because that's the wrong one. Like I read and I know. You know? I don't know. That's the end of the part. I'm so mad that